side-eye me.
I'm just
Put down that eyebrow. Put down that. Welcome to another episode of Into the InterWebs. I'm your host, Alessandra, and today, as you can see, we're in a different room than we were in the first time, just because today of all days, people decided to actually use the FIU library, the study rooms, so... Unfortunately. So, if you remember from our introduction last episode, this is a podcast dedicated to learning new things in the same way you would in a conversation with a friend. Basically, we choose a topic each episode to discuss, and then we answer the questions that arise during our discussion using our trusty friend that is free, Google. So, for this episode's topic, we will be talking about older versus younger siblings. And as such, I thought the perfect guest to bring on today is none other than my little sister, Isabella.
That's right. And I know you're looking at this background and you're like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Well, yeah, that's right. I was the one who created that. I made those beautiful little character drawings and the wonderful Into the Interwebs, episode 2, older versus younger siblings.
If you could even see it, because I'm pretty sure it's like washed out.
Obviously you can see it.
Just say you can see it. Shh. Okay. Anyways, do you want to talk a little bit about yourself? Why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Well, my name is Isabella Henriquez, obviously because I'm her sister, unfortunately. Anyways, but I am in 7th grade. I'm 13 years old, and I'm very, very happy to be on the show, which I will later claim. But anyways,
What did you say? Are you threatening me? On my own podcast?
It's your podcast?
Do y'all see what I have to put up with?
Listen.
Every single day?
She's just exaggerating, guys. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, sorry. Well, anyways, very happy to be here. I'm so glad that she selected me because, like, obviously, why wouldn't she? But anyways, very fun to be on here.
Sorry.
Stop. I'm a cool college kid too, bro, okay? I'm in FIU college, and let me tell you, we got this Celsius looking sparkling water, and this is so bad. I'm telling you. I got the watermelon flavor here, but my sister, you could show it, the strawberry, what is it again?
Get up close to the camera.
Yeah, this is the watermelon one. But she got the strawberry lemonade. And let me tell you, that was atrocious. Dookie, I don't know what is wrong with these Celsius. First of all, who names their brand Celsius? Okay.
You gotta be careful. This brand is about to come for us, and we're literally on the second episode of this podcast.
I'm just kidding. I love Celsius. What are you talking about? But listen, it just tasted absolutely atrocious. But I don't really know, obviously, because at the same time, when you drink it, it tastes bad, but you still want more. I don't know if it's just because we don't have any other beverage to be drinking right now. But it's okay. I just don't get the strawberry lemonade. The watermelon was okay, but even still, to an extent. I don't know, man. I just needed to share that with you. If you like Celsius, I mean, hey, you do you, girl, but it's not it. It's not it.
You don't recommend it?
I don't recommend it. That's a 2 out of 10 for me right here. So
2 out of 10, do not recommend.
2 out of 10, do not recommend.
Oh my god.
But you do you if you like it. You do you.
Anyway, let's get into the actual topic of this episode, since I think that we're kind of rambling a little bit at this point, as you can see. You're definitely staying on topic.
Listen, because that's what this podcast is all about, right? Jumping to different points, because that's how we are. ADHD girls, just doing our thing. I'm kidding.
Hey.
But,
hey, we don't self-diagnose here. Hey.
I don't know, but
trying to get canceled. Anyway.
But the different topics are definitely on point. And, I'm just trying to share a little opinion to warn you. Because I know if you're at FIU and you see them vending machines, you're like, I should try this Celsius sparkling flavored carbonated water. Don't do it. Just save yourself the taste buds and don't do it. Please. Like, it was just
so traumatized.
It was traumatizing.
It's a can of water.
Carbonated flavored water, and it was atrocious. Listen, it says essential energy, accelerates metabolism, burns body fat.
Okay.
It don't do it. It don't do it.
Well, anyway, we have not performed any clinical studies, and we're not here to defame Celsius.
Yeah.
This is a personal opinion
I'm sorry,
of my
but-
sisters, not affiliated with the thoughts of our brand. Thank you very much. Moving into the actual podcast topic, again, older versus younger siblings. As you can probably see from our dynamic, I think there's a difference.
Well, it's about a 7-year age gap, as she is turning 20 this year in
Stop
September.
exposing my age.
I'm gonna dox you, girly.
You were doxing me?
Yeah, I'm doxing you.
Oh my gosh.
She's at the FIU college, the BBC.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't you dare.
Okay.
Don't you dare. Don't get started. I will not bring you back here. I will not bring you back on this podcast.
I'm a cool college kid.
Are you now? Are you now?
I even had written it on the board, but I erased it because I know cool kids don't write it.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at you.
You can't, who are you talking to? You can't. Oh. You can't. What's it called? You can't be a self-proclaimed cool kid.
Hello.
Or else you won't be one.
I wish that I could be like the cool kid. I'm just gonna
Moving on. So anyway, one of the topics that I did want to bring up first and foremost, as there are a few different points on this topic. I'm pretty sure if you have siblings yourself, you've probably noticed the differences between older and younger siblings yourself, and probably thought about it. Number one, like the dynamics in the family, the way the oldest versus the youngest gets treated, and of course there are middle children as well. I mean, in our case, we've got at least currently in our household, it's pretty much just us. There were some middle children on my dad's side, but
there's honestly, if it's just coming from my point, there's a lot of favoritism in certain subjects. They'll prefer the oldest more, or then they'll prefer the youngest more, or have more pity for the youngest more. But
pity for the youngest? Can you elaborate on that?
Whenever you do stuff and you do something wrong, they'll be like, oh, it's okay. But if the oldest does something wrong, they're just like, you should have known better, blah 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 blah. I
disagree. Me personally,
you think it's the other way around?
I don't think it's necessarily the other way around, but there are things that you get away with more that you just don't realize because you're just used to getting away with it. But it's I know that I see it, I'm like, when I was your age, that would have never slid.
I mean, just think of with the phones. Whenever now the new generation, the Gen Z and I don't know if it's Gen X or Gen Alpha, something like that, the newest, kids that are being born now, they're all at 2 years old with already a phone, playing games on there, doing all their stuff. While kids, for example, you're closer to millennials, but you're still Gen Z.
Definitely. I'm still Gen Z.
Yeah, she's still Gen Z, but she's closer to millennials because as well as being born and raised more with her cousins who are millennials. She had a phone. When did you first get your phone?
Middle of 7th grade, I would say.
Yeah, 7th grade. That's me getting a phone right now, and I got my phone a while ago, around in 3rd grade, I believe. So I was like,
y'all hearing this?
Nah.
And that's what I mean. It's
that's just me, because even kids I know that have gotten their phone earlier, full phone where they can do anything, because some kids, they give a little the government phone or a flip phone or something for them to play around with. But I'm telling you, full on iPhones that have the capacity of doing a lot more, and they're 5, 6 in 1st grade, kids with already phones doing a bunch of stuff. They're just how did they even know to do that? Because their parents just be play. Yeah.
Play.
Entertainment. It don't work like that. You need to pay attention. And personally, I think you need to give more quality time for your kid, because just letting them be exposed to the internet like that, and especially so young, like I'm telling you from self-experience, like I was so innocent, man. I was the innocentness child, and then once I hit 6th grade, I learned about so many things unwantingly, and it was just, I'm telling you, just atrocious, traumatizing things I've seen.
The self-awareness, first of all.
I know, like, it's just,
it's funny.
You know, I don't even want to be like that, but like, because I'm being exposed to it, you're just like, whoa. Like, if I realized in my elementary, I was just so much more self-contained, like we weren't that exposed. It's like, you're a little kid growing up in a little bubble, and that bubble just suddenly bursts, and now you got everything going around, and you're like, oh shoot. That self-realization.
I'm aware of the world.
Yeah. So, stay safe out there, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't give your children, if you are a parent watching this, just keep in mind, or at least, okay, because you can give kids technology, because I feel like now in this climate, like,
they need more limits.
It's inevitable to have access to technology at a young age, because even at schools and elementary schools,
especially with safety, because the safety out, like the with bad people doing stuff, or with like kidnapping, for example, which is obviously a very broad subject, but like just with with harassment and stuff, like obviously your child needs to be safe, and if they're obviously alone with no like adult, they need to be on top of things and like more aware. And with technology, you could definitely help yourself more. Like, you could call the police, you could also call your parents in case there's something that happens. But if you're too exposed, you go the wrong road.
You're going
down the wrong road.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, that's why I feel like it's important for parents, especially like when you've got younger kids, to know like, hey, like you can have technology, but there needs to be, like you said, some kind of a restriction, or at least some kind of a protection, just because the internet is like,
yeah, like I know kids, like, since I'm in 7th grade, there's obviously kids in 6th grade that are just newly coming in fresh out of elementary, and they know stuff that I learned 2 days ago that I'm like, whoa. And they're just there.
Know that?
Yeah, how do you know that? And not good stuff, like educational things. Like, it's some stuff that I'm like, hey, how do you know that? Like,
I mean, it's true, but speaking from the perspective of an older sibling watching you go through things like that, it was the same thing, though. It's kind of like you come home and it's like, whoa, like, who taught you that? Like, where did you learn that? Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like it is something that I guess every generation to a certain degree goes through, because every generation, I feel like there's just more access to like information in general, and like resources to be able to get all this information, with the developments in technology, more access to it.
There's definitely more ways that you can access that info, because, for example, if you look at parents who are in their 40s now, like, if you tell them about all the stuff you can learn through the internet and all the stuff you can do through technology now, a lot of them are like, whoa, because they didn't have that back then when they were a kid. Like, for example, my dad, like, saying on how much phones have developed and being able to contact people, like, before with beepers and like old brick block phones, whatever they're called. I don't really know, but I
think our age is showing.
Yeah, at least mine. But like, they would, to contact people, it'd be a lot difficult, and especially like with music and stuff, having to use like CDs and cassettes back then, like, things were pretty tough to access technology wise, because obviously things were just starting to develop. But now you look, and just like having a phone or being able to contact people from literally other countries is so easy now. Back then, when it was more of a struggle to be able to do that, especially with cars and like transportation, it's just developed so much in a way that now it's normal. But before, it was like, to do that, it's like, wow, you need to like really try.
True, yeah, it's true. But going into a little bit more of like what I wanted to cover with the
Sorry.
topic, I feel like we kind of got a little bit off topic there. But I mean, but you brought up good points though, and it's definitely true. And I think you do see that, especially if you are a sibling, you know, if you're an older and younger sibling with a big age gap, kind of like ours, which it's not that big compared to some other age gaps that I've heard of, like 10 years or even 15 years around there, you know, more than that.
I mean, like saying with because we have an aunt who is like about 18, 17 or something.
She's 18.
Yeah, 18. She just graduated from high school, and like her siblings, which are our parents, are like in their 40s, like early 50s or so. And like it's pretty much like if she's an only child, because obviously you're not gonna be like, hey bestie, come on over, like, you know, like to like a sibling when literally it's like a over 30 plus year age gap. Like,
that's Hispanic families for you.
Oh yeah.
but you definitely do see, I think, overall, like you really get more of a grasp on how every generation changes. But on that note, I wanted to mention, how would you say, Bella, that I guess your age, like your position in our family as the youngest, affects like your personality?
I mean, literally, like, it's more difficult because obviously if I want to hang out with the cousins, they're just like, no, you're too small. Like, obviously they're in their 20s, like 24, 23. And with Ale, you know, it's like, oh yeah, you know, come over, because she's like already almost about to be 20. So, you know, they're more able to communicate better because she's more aware of things than me, who they have to like dumb it down, kind of. Like, not much as dumb it down, but like they have to be more sensitive or more aware to what they say, because obviously I don't have the same knowledge or experience as they have in certain things. So they need to like be more careful, you could say, or mindful of what they say. And for me, it just affects them. I'm just like, dang, I want to be part of the cool kids too, you know? Like, I mean, if you look at me when I just came to this college, I was like, whoa!
What like that?
I'm part of the cool kids now. I'm part of college. Literally a middle schooler. What are they doing in a college?
Filming a podcast.
Yeah.
That's what.
Filming a podcast. That's right. Like, you know, I was telling all my friends, I'm like, look at me. I'm going to a college. I'm filming a podcast. I'm so cool. You know, like, who does that? You don't see no 13-year-old filming a podcast for a college, being presented to adults. You know, that's not your average everyday thing. And that's why our podcast is so unique.
It's so unique.
It's so cool, bro.
It's so cool.
What's with your Australian accent?
Anyway.
I see we got Cleor in the room.
Cleor in the room. No.
But yeah, personality-wise, it definitely affects, because you grow up in a different environment, and therefore you're exposed to different things than, like, the older kids would be, you know, because they have more experience, so they're, you know, they're more mature in a way, and, you know, they have different, I guess, like,
what?
Yeah, personality. Like
personality.
The way they act is different because they know more.
I mean,
I don't know.
That's not necessarily personality. I think it's just maturity.
I mean, yeah, maturity. The thing is that as generations go, I feel like humanity just gets worse every day. So, no offense, but like, God, I see some kids and I'm like, yeah, if they were born in a different generation, bro,
they would not. They would.
That would not be tolerated. Like some kids that are so disrespectful to teachers and they think that they own the place. Like, no, buddy, that's not your school. That's not your classroom. You still gotta respect teachers. You still gotta respect the school, the rules. Like, you're not there carefree. You gotta be there for a reason. You're not just gonna be like, yeah, if I want to go and open this teacher's closet thing with info, I can totally do that and get all the stuff that they have. Like, no. Who gave you the permission? Nobody. Like,
you heard it here, guys.
I'm telling you, like, I hear the craziest stories of some 6th graders now that they think that they own the place. Like, there's a teacher who collects the phones, obviously, because since phones have been such a big issue, you know, especially with students taking pictures of other people and posting it online when they don't want it to or without their consent, their permission. And, you know, teachers have to collect phones because it's been such a big issue. And literally there was a kid who decided to take the phone case off of their phone and put the phone case instead so they could still use it. Like, who has the audacity to do that? Like, that is so disrespectful to law. I'm just like, why? Like, kids, well, I'm not saying not everybody, but a lot of kids just have to be on their phone. Like, it's an obsession. I'm like, guys, chill. You could survive 2 minutes. You could survive one classroom without it. Like, it's not like you're doing stuff. You're not just there sitting in a room bored in silence, doing nothing. Like, actually pay attention to what they're teaching. Actually try to learn for your education. Because I know you don't want to be just, you know, on the streets doing nothing when you're older. You want to try to have a job, a career, some sort of life, you know, like.
Why do you sound like a life coach?
I mean, hey, like, that could be my career, you know, like,
oh my God.
to do stuff. But some kids, they're just like, they don't even care. They're just like, oh, whatever, life, just bleh, you know, like, no.
You sound like a tired parent.
That's the thing, because I have such an awesome sister. Bro, you're so sensitive, my God. Because I have such a, you know, awesome sister. Like, I feel like the maturity is also different because she's, like, compared to my friends and how they treat their siblings or how they act with them, it's very, very different. Like, she's, I'm not trying to be nice here, but she's so much nicer than other siblings, and it pains me to say this. But, like, girl,
I'm glad that I'm getting some recognition. About time. I heard that.
What? You didn't hear anything. But, you know, like, it's a very different, like, to some things that you'd be like, oh, that would never happen with our relationship of, you know, siblings. To us, it's just like, yeah, like, she my bestie, you know, like, we share so many things, we have so many inside jokes that it's like soulmates, but siblings. Yeah, like, siblings. Honestly, I know what I'd do without you.
You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, that's right. I'm kidding.
Whoa, that took a little dark turn there.
Anyways, but, you know, I really appreciate having her, and I do think that our relationship towards one another is a lot different than others, and it's a lot more wholesome.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, just for reference, though, I think you took it a little bit more as, like,
sorry,
like, personally. No, I'm not saying that it's bad, but, like, because I was asking, like, how would you say that it affects your personality? As in, like,
I totally answered the question.
But no, but you brought up a lot of good points here too. So I was just gonna say, so, like, in terms of our dynamic, for example, because obviously I know you and you know me, but the people watching this,
yeah,
you know, this is only the second episode. We haven't gotten to know each other that well yet,
you.
Right?
You seem interested, don't you? Well, then smash that like button and subscribe.
It's too early for that. That's the outro, for the call to action.
I could just say it twice, because I know you love our podcast so much, right?
As you can see, this is the extrovert.
Oh, yeah.
I am the introvert.
Yeah, in personality-wise, I'm a lot more outgoing, more bursts of energy. But honestly, though, I really don't know about introverted, because when you're with me, you act like a completely different person. Because she could be extroverted when she wants to, but most of the time, she's a little introverted.
It's that people don't understand. Look, introvert, this is a subject for a different episode, but introverts.
You said that so many times.
How many? What do you mean I've said what?
Yeah, introvert is when you recharge your batteries by being alone, and extrovert is when you recharge your batteries by socializing with more people.
I don't sound like that. That's rude. Stop looking at me with that knowing stare.
Be for real.
How about you be for real? Anyways.
Side Okay. We're getting a little off track here.
Look, the thing is that, and this is what I was gonna say. When you're an older sibling, at least for me, I remember being like, you know, younger before you were born, or like around the time I think actually that you were born when you were still very young.
It's just, I feel like the younger sibling gets more spoiled most of the time, and they get to like be more stuck up and all blah blah blah. But you know, not for everybody, but I mean like a lot of people I see and they think they're all that in a bag of chips. Like, I'm sorry, you're not.
That's some shade I'm listening
sorry
to.
to break it to you, but you're not, buddy. Reality check, you're not. So get over with yourself.
Oh my gosh.
But
you're right though. There are people like that.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at you.
Here on Into the InterWebs,
I'm looking at you.
We keep it real. Slightly cringy, but we keep it real.
I'm looking at you.
Very cringy. I'll take back the slightly. But anyway.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. It's okay.
I'm just naturally cringy. Like,
honestly, I think that is funny. That's definitely a trait that we've both got, that we're both kind of cringy. It's probably my
sorry
fault.
if you don't like cringy. Just keep watching though. We need the views.
Oh my gosh. Some of you sound like we're desperate. We're totally, definitely not. Yeah, I can't even believe myself. Anyway,
like,
so, but you're definitely right, and this is what I was gonna say. Whenever you were very young, and I remember I was like thinking about like when you would grow up, and like, you know, I was thinking about like what kind of big sister I could be, because that was the thoughts that I had.
Changing personalities every day. Oops, I broke character.
Hey, wait,
What?
wait, that's not true. Anyway, stop side-eyeing me.
I'm just
Put
gonna
down that eyebrow. Put down that. Stop giving me that Dwayne Johnson face.
I'm
Anyway.
just saying, like, let's be real here. The older siblings, or any sibling, honestly, when they're with their friends, y'all act like a completely different person. You're so mean to me when you're with your friends. You're like, why are you being so weird? Stop explaining me. Like, girl.
You know why? Because you do that. Like, we're with, you know, I'm not going to get into names, actually, because I'm not going to expose you. But, you know, you'll see my friend, and then instead of being like, oh, hi, whatever, and being all chill, you're like, why are you here? And why are you talking to me? And why are you talking to my sister? And so, of course, I'm going to be like, dude, what the heck?
But sometimes I am nice to them.
Like, rarely ever, and only if they're being nice to you for something. Like, you're like, oh, shoot, you brought me some
like,
food.
for example, of course. But, like,
Me too.
Some of your friends who are just like, hey, I'm like,
what is that?
like, yay, finally someone who, yeah. Because other people will be rude and be like, anyways. And, you know, like, they pay more attention to you than, well, obviously you're their friend, but, like, they pay more attention to you than me. I'm like, hi.
Well, I don't like that
I'm
either.
here.
People who do that are red flags.
Really? Now
Do I do that? I've told you.
No, I just mean like some of your friends do it and you're just like, okay. Like, moving on. What's the next Google question?
That's not true. You know what? I'm being attacked on my own podcast.
I mean, what did you think when you were inviting me?
You know what? I regret everything. I should have not brought you on here.
Don't
Matter of
regret.
fact,
Who
we're
made
canceling this.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Anyway.
My feelings were hurt. I'm truly offended.
Dang, that's crazy.
I don't care. I don't what.
Get your booty back here. Sit back down.
My bad. Sorry, I had a little existential crisis there.
Existential crisis? Oh. Not today. Anyway.
Okay.
We're getting way too off topic.
Let's get to the point,
anyway,
buddy.
So the point is that what was my point again?
Well, let me just
I'm cutting this out. I'm so sorry.
Y'all, I just want to deeply apologize on both our parts, I did not mean to get this. you know what you saw.
Listen, apologies in advance, because we are kind of starving. And
we all know I'm the coolest sister.
undernourished.
We all know I'm the coolest sister. Like,
hey,
smash that like button if you like me better.
I can't with you.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, so back to what I was trying to say. I always thought I didn't want to be that older sister who was like, like, I don't like you, like, regardless, like, I'm gonna be mean to you all the time, and like, I'm gonna ignore you.
Because honestly, I don't know what I do.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the point in it, but I guess also because, like, I kind of
because I was just, like, so cool, so she couldn't resist being mean to me, like, obviously.
It's because I grew up as a only child for 7 years, and so afterwards... I'm sorry.
She made me a Barbie house. Like, this girl is so nice. Like, I could never.
Out of cardboard,
honestly,
if I have pictures,
our
I'll
roles
put it up.
were
I don't think I've got
replaced,
any, though.
if our roles were replaced, I think she'd be insufferable. Like, wow.
I don't know whether to be offended, so I'm just gonna move on from that comment.
Like, I think I'd just be really rude, honestly.
I could see that.
You Let's just be glad my...
I'm so sorry. What was that laugh?
We're cutting that out?
Maybe. I'm sorry. This is like peak cringe today. Anyway. Like,
don't worry about the view. Just
get out. This is absolute peak. If you want to leave at this point, I would not blame you. I am so sorry for what you have had to witness today. Anyway, moving on.
Let's get back on track, people.
But I definitely think because I grew up as like the first child, being my mom's first experiment,
I mean, hey, but look how you turned out.
I think I turned out all right. What are you at? What's the reaction?
You did turn out all right.
You sound doubtful. Why are you doing that?
I'm not doubtful. What's the next question, bro?
You're just like trying to change the topic. I see you. Don't think I don't see you. Anyway.
Listen, we don't have all day here. I'm growing a beard, bro. Let's go.
I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, so I was gonna say, I was wondering, because since older siblings tend to be, I guess, at least in my experience, you tend to get more responsibility, especially like the bigger the age gap is.
Oh yeah, like being the babysitter.
So I wonder if that has an influence on whether you're like more extroverted or introverted, because you grew up
more mature too.
Well, I mean, I am older. You'd hope that I'd be more mature. Don't touch my face.
Did I touch your face?
No, but
I don't think so.
Enough. Anyway, so
I just love how I can casually make my voice go up 8 octaves. Like, okay, let's go on. But yeah, definitely, I do think that.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I do think that, like, having that influence of, that responsibility of taking care of your younger sibling definitely does play a part, because I guess you get to experience different things, because obviously the younger sibling never has to take care of anybody, so it's just like more, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think it's not so much that the younger sibling doesn't necessarily have to take care of, like not have to take care of anybody, because in some cases the younger sibling has to like pick up for the slack of like older siblings that they don't.
Right? Like in the morning when you asked me to prepare your water bottle.
Oh really? Well then let's talk about yesterday morning when you couldn't get up to make yourself your own glass of café con leche. That's coffee with milk for your non-Spanish speakers out there, but...
Well, you know what? When you asked me to get up when I was already sitting down to get you a Kit Kat from the pantry...
Exactly, because you were getting yourself one. It made sense.
Yeah, I got myself one. I sat back down, and then you made me get up again to get you one. Like, look how spoiled you are.
You're telling me how
You
spoiled
see,
I am.
these are the things that she don't like to talk about because obviously it influences her rep. But you know what? It influences mine too.
Well, guess
Like, look how cool I am because I'm the younger sibling. What did I say? I'm better.
Take the airplane. And you out.
Bella-
You are not.
Bella Hadid, you know?
Bella what?
Bella Hadid, the
Bella Hadid,
the fashion model, yeah. She did a hair flip. She's like, I think it was natural. she said it like in an interview. They were saying, "What were you thinking when you did that hair flip?" She was just like, "I just mean like I had to. It just felt natural." That's what she said.
You are the same person, right? That's why you both are called Bella.
I mean, like we're literally Bella, bro. It's my twin. We twin. Okay, let's go.
This is so middle school. Anyway,
But don't you love to see it?
Why are you laughing like Michael Jackson?
Begins the moonwalk.
Begins to moonwalk. Yes, you do. Anyway, moving on. So
I had commercial thingy. Do you like Celsius? Well, you shouldn't. Okay, what's the next thingy?
Goofy?
Question.
Why did you say goofy?
No, I said what's the next thingy?
Wow.
Dang, you really deaf. Oh my god.
You heard nothing. Just like I didn't either.
Y'all heard that I said what's the next question thingy, right? I didn't say no goofy.
Why are you saying that like that? You're too funny.
Okay, this is gonna actually be too long, so let's
Yeah,
wrap it up.
we're actually
Eddie.
like we have derailed the conversation completely. Anyhow,
I'm just so cool, bro.
what was I gonna say? Anyway, I remember now. So basically,
Unforgettable. That shows you y'all that this is not scripted.
it's not scripted at all.
Like-
That's why it's so organized. Anyway,
That's hilarious.
so essentially, I genuinely do think it has an effect because I was gonna say, because the older sibling I feel like gets that more strict parenting, especially the more strict that your parents are overall. It's like you have to be more careful because it's like, oh, it's the first baby. It's like, oh, like you can't let her do this and that.
Sorry, that's the girl for you in Spanish for the non-Spanish viewers.
But the thing is that, it's like you have that for the oldest child, and then as you have more and more children afterwards, like the parents either just give up because they're too tired, or it's like, oh, like that's fine, like we were so cautious before, but like really like the baby's fine, like nothing's gonna happen. So it's like,
let them climb the stairs normally, like they ain't gonna hit their head. I mean, that's what happened to me. I was going down the stairs when I was little, and I hit myself so hard. It was rug, like the stairs, but even still, I hit myself so hard in my lip, and I started bleeding, and I was like, like crying, like I was a baby, obviously. And my mom came, she's like, "Oh, are you okay?" But like obviously, if you were the oldest, they'd be like, "What are you doing on the stairs? Come back!"
you have to spill a Celsius.
Well, there's no more. I drink it all.
You drank all the nasty Celsius?
Anyway,
It wasn't so bad, was it?
I told you it's like a weird addiction. Like you want to come back for more, even though it tasted so dookie, like so poopy. Like.
Okay. Well, you're right. Anyhow.
But like I guess like they're just more careful with the first baby. I mean, like personally, me as a baby, I was so annoying. Oh my.
That's true. Hey.
I was
See
so
this? Violence.
Yo.
This is what happens.
but
Spam risk. Anyway.
Honestly, them spam risk though, like they are so annoying. Huh?
You stuttered.
You see this abuse I had to put up with?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, but like the spam risk really do be getting on my nerves. But off the topic again, when I was a baby, I was really annoying because like when I go to sleep, I'd be dead knocked out, and like you could scream, you could be like, "Yeah, karaoke," and I'd still be dead like. You know, like, it was just crazy. And, like, when I'd wake up, I'd be the loudest baby. I'd be like, you know, like, screaming my lungs off. I'm not gonna scream as I would as a baby because I'm gonna break the microphone.
Yeah,
But
as it is, I'm so sorry. It's probably being maxed out every time we speak a little too loudly or get a little too close to the mic.
anyways, we're just a little rowdy folks. But you know, like, I get so loud, and when there'd be visitors over, they'd be like, "Oh my God, is the baby okay? What happened to the baby?" My mom would be like, "She's fine. She's just crying because she woke up from her nappy. Like, it's okay."
From her nappy.
And literally, I'd be like, "Ah!" Like a whole gremlin, you know, doing so many noises, and then they'd be like, "You sure she's okay? Like, did something happen to her? What happened?" They're like, "She's fine. She's just a little upset. You know, she okay."
Just a little
But
upset.
meanwhile, it would be this girlie, and they would be like, "Oh my God, the baby!" You know, running up to go get the baby. I'm like, "Y'all, it's okay." You know.
Well, the thing is that you were just like, it was just scary. Like, guests would come over and and my mom would have to be like, "No, it's fine. Like, she just woke up from her little nap." But like, guests are like, "What is going on? Like, what is wrong with that child?
What is going on?
But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like that, I think. But like, I would genuinely like to know, like, is there some kind of like a study that has been done to see like if most older siblings are like introverted, if there's some kind of like an actual like effect on personality?
I definitely do think that there is a different effect. I mean, you have like there have been studies though, like not specifically on how older siblings or younger siblings affect one another, but in how the environment just the baby grows up in, they can be literally hold different grow up to be in a different occupation, grow up to love different things or have better talents in certain things, or show different interest in that, just because they grew up in a different environment. So I feel like if an environment can change the way that the baby's whole life ends up as, definitely a person, you know, there's as your sibling can definitely affect them as well a lot.
I agree. It's time, I think, for the special portion of our podcast, finally, which I think this is a very long intro to our second segment, but it's time to go into the interwebs. Podcast name. Oh my God. What?
Okay.
Alrighty, so...
Yeah, 'cause I took so much time writing that thing.
So let's go to Google, you know.
Our trusty friend
right here on our iPad. And I'm going to ask, is there...
School tomorrow.
Actually, hold on. Maybe a better search criteria would be, does being an older or younger sibling... Ooh, I can't type.
Ooh, affect personality was on there.
Yeah, how being an older sibling affects personality. That's a great way to say it. So it says right here, Johnson and Wales University tells us oldest children,
on the other hand, tend to act like a second parent to their younger sibling, causing them to become protective and responsible in nature. March 29, 2019.
And on Mom Junction, whatever that is.
8 signs of oldest child syndrome and how to deal with it. Okay. Hello, we are back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back online.
SD card ran out of space, so we were talking, and thankfully, I'm not quite sure where we left off, but essentially we were reading here. It says the birth order, family situation, a combination of these and other factors play a major role in shaping the child's personality and its development. Read this post to understand about oldest child syndrome. That's what we're talking about right now, because I was curious to know. I was like, okay, wait, what is oldest child syndrome? Is this like actually like a thing? So it says here, as you can see, at about trees.
What?
Okay.
So,
I don't skip that.
irrelevant.
Okay. It says, what is oldest child syndrome? Have you noticed your oldest child getting unexpectedly competitive? Oh, I see what this is.
Bro.
So this is like when the older child gets jealous of the younger child, probably more prevalent in like younger children. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's not me.
That's me, bro.
Firstborn children are thrust into a leadership position when their younger siblings arrive, leading and helping their younger siblings become
But they become dominating instead of leading.
If they become dominating instead of leading,
but if they,
it becomes a sign of oldest child syndrome. Okay, so this is like a thing, and it's true. I mean,
but that's like reversed because I'm like that.
Well, it happens, yeah. Because I don't think I really felt jealous that she was getting the attention, because I just saw her. I was like, oh, she's the baby. But definitely, I think that maybe, especially in relationships that are closer in age, because especially the oldest child is technically younger in that case, right? Let's say if you have like a 3-year difference, baby is a baby, 3-year-old is a 3-year-old. 3-year-old was used to having attention because they're still a child, and now that they're not getting it, they're gonna react like a child, which is like, why are you not giving me attention? So
where?
Exactly.
I'm a baby. I deserve points from two, but sorry, we have better people.
Wow, that's. Oh, whoa! What just happened to the internet? Anyway,
Doogie internet.
What did you say, Doogie internet? It says.
What's with these ads?
I know they have. It says they may have high self-esteem. That it's been found that older children tend to have higher self-esteem and confidence.
Oh, but that definitely did not work out with.
You did not have to expose me.
I'm kidding.
It's true though. I didn't want to expose myself like that right now, but
sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
I mean, I do feel, especially since you're an introvert and I'm more extroverted, the confidence level is definitely different.
That's true. And this is momjunction.com, by the way. That's interesting though. Let me see. I'm not sure if it was this website now, since we had to pause for a moment there. If it says that it's here. Here we go. It's stylist.co.uk. Sure, accept all. Why not? Sibling personality traits. The truth about oldest, youngest, and middle children according to science. So it's telling us. It says here that the firstborn child, says researchers at the University of Illinois used a sample of 377,000 school children and found that there were differences in personality traits, with the eldest sibling tending to be more extroverted, agreeable, and conscientious. So that's funny because that is the opposite in our case. It says the study also found that firstborn children tend to have a higher IQ than those born later.
Now that is true. Like, I'm not trying to put myself down, but I definitely do think that she's smarter than me. Although I am pretty smart.
I actually think your IQ would technically be higher, because when I took the test anyways for like the gifted program that they have, I scored high, but I was like a few points away from being considered gifted. Meanwhile, like you scored on the gifted scale.
I just have a learning disability.
Hey,
I'm kidding.
We don't do that here. But it says it says here though it's only by like 1 point or so though, interestingly. So
I mean, honestly, but I don't know, is being gifted considered learning disability? Because I do, whenever you look in like the student portal or whatever, if you look in like personal information, there's something that says like learning or something, and if you have an L, it's because you're gifted. Like, my friends who are gifted have an L, and my friends who aren't, like, I forgot what it is they have, but they don't have the L. What does the L really stand for? I know, it's like they're shaming us. You're gifted.
Oh my gosh.
Like, why?
I'm not sure, actually. That's a good question.
I realized that because I was just looking because I'm so.
Do you want to look that up too? Actually,
honestly, that would be interesting.
So what is it? What does the L?
Yeah.
L. Oops.
What?
Stand for in where?
In like the student portal, like.
In student. I can't.
You can't. Give me that.
Oh my gosh! I almost made me drop my phone.
See, I'm just. Oops.
You can't spell.
Anyways. Either. The internet is so doogie, I swear.
Wow, internet buffering.
What happened to Google? Hello, stay signed out? What? No.
Well, maybe, yeah, here it says course meets academic scholar, G equals gifted. Well, here, look, it's Florida. Maybe?
Question mark?
I see L. Reserved for local district use. Department will not assign values for those codes at any time in the future. Okay, so Miami-Dade County. L student portal. Me. What?
Wow.
Well, it seems there are some things that Google will not help us with. So
I mean, I guess that's what you get for having free stuff.
you're gonna have to ask your teacher soon.
They're limiting the knowledge.
Unfortunately. But anyway, interestingly, one last thing that I saw from this study, it says here that a smaller survey bolstered the research that apparently several, firstborns are more likely than the rest of the population to be founders of companies or organizations, like CEOs, like executive type peoples.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean...
Beyonce? Eh?
Oh, queen.
So it says firstborn children, it says essentially, are extroverted, agreeable, conscientious, smart, driven, and organized.
Organized. Oh, that's so funny. The middle child.
Middle child. So it says middle children. It says there are many myths. Couldn't be more wrong. It says that they're embittered outsiders who feel neglected by their parents.
My God.
Interesting. Well, I can't say anything because we're not middle children. It says although middles are neglected both by parents and researchers, they actually benefit from this in the long run. They become more independent, think outside the box, feel less pressure to conform, and are more empathetic.
Empaths?
Which
I'm sorry.
Middle children are empaths. You heard it here on Into the Interwebs.
Exactly. Where you learn stuff you wish you never knew. I'm kidding.
Oh my God. Hey, what do you mean you're kidding? That's exactly what we do here.
Oh.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. So it says this gives them great skills as employees and also makes them an excellent team players and partners.
Oh, you can't even read. She added that due to their ranking in the family, middle children are more patient, as well as savvy, skillful manipulators.
Dang, manipulators.
You heard it. Middle children are manipulators and empaths.
You better be careful, because our mom's probably going to watch this, and she's a middle child in her family, so...
Mom, you're the exception. This does not apply to you.
We love you.
We love you. Okay.
Oh my gosh. So it says, middle siblings may not wind up as the corporate chiefs or the comedians, but whatever they do, they're likely to do it more collegially and agreeably.
Really
I can't read, man.
Okay, essentially then, middle children are more independent, non-conformists, relationship-focused, empathetic, patient, and excellent negotiators. I sense a little histrionicism here.
What do you mean histrionic?
Manipulators.
That is a diagnosis. We don't armchair diagnose here.
Okay, the youngest child. I'm sorry.
So, researchers at the universities
Don't cancel us, please.
If you'd like, you could read this part since you're the youngest child.
Researchers at the University of Reading and Birmingham studied the lives of over 6,300 British men and women who were born in 1970. Now, is it different because they're British?
Is it different because they're British? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, because they're British. Sorry for the stereotypical accent, but I mean, because British people, don't they live in a different environment? Okay. And men and women who were born in 1970 and raised with siblings in order to find out more about the elusive youngest child. Okay. And in the process, they discovered that the baby of the family is more likely to take risks when it comes to business and most likely to become entrepreneurs, reports the Sunday Times. Well, I will say that I definitely am more prone to take risks and decide on the spot rather than Ada likes to take her time and more think on her decisions. While both can be good and bad, definitely is a good thing to look at.
I mean, that's true, which I think that's interesting because since you did qualify for the gifted program, my mom was mentioning, I remember around the time that she got accepted, that what's it called? That gifted children are more likely to be like quick thinkers, or like,
yeah,
I just say like more impulsive people, where it's like you're not afraid to take risks, like you said, and like you just kind of throw yourself into it.
If I'm just saying, like, personally, from my experience being in a gifted classroom, definitely, like, we do things more quickly, and, like, it's just a different environment. And then if you look at regular classrooms when teaching, because although some things are the same, like, we usually would be on, like, faster or, like, chapters, and we'd go, like, you know, farther in the lesson plans than other classes. But at the same time, it just depends the teacher's speed as well. But usually, you know, we do things more quickly, and like you definitely see a lot of like rapid like movement, like things going on, like people would, you know, answer things quicker. It was just, I think it'd be a different environment, since for like about first and second grade I was in regular classes, and then it was third grade that I started to be in the gifted program, and I could definitely see the difference. It would be more like a little bit more challenging, and they definitely have like different like activities and stuff that we would do in class. But also it was a different teacher, so it really depends, I think.
That's true. But because like me personally, for example, I'm the type of person where whenever you're gonna make, or when I'm gonna make a decision, I like to first kind of like sit and think about it for a little while, really consider the pros and the cons. And since I'm the type of person who, it's like I need something to come out right the first time, which is not realistic, of course. Like that's just not how things work. It's not realistic, but that's unfortunately the way that my brain works, I guess. So because of that, I'm less likely to take risks, I would say. Meanwhile, for you, you're more like, yeah, like, let's go, let's get it, let's try it.
Yeah, and some things it can be good, but in some things, like, no, we gotta think about this and formulate a plan.
It's true.
But at the same time, that's what just makes us the perfect power duo. Because, you know, like, you have one that'll be like, hold up, we gotta take things slow here, while in some things that you need to go fast, be like, let's go, this, that, bam,
it's
boom.
True. You get balance.
Yeah,
like all things should be.
The perfect balance, the perfect medium.
Happy medium.
Okay,
yes.
Let's continue.
So.
Firstborns are held to a higher what's this? Why? Well, according to the study, the youngest child has a born to rebel mentality that makes them more likely to be exploratory, unconventional, and tolerant of risk.
True. It says here, this theory is supported by the work of Dr. Kevin Lemon, a psychologist and the author of the Birth Order book and The Firstborn Advantage. It says firstborns are held to a higher standard. As kids come into the birth order, parents loosen up.
Yes.
That's what we were talking about. See, we're just that good in psychology.
He says, adding that his research has repeatedly found that younger siblings tend to be more sociable and outgoing, but also manipulative.
Low key, I mean, you're out here, you're like, really? You won't do this for me when I've done all of this for you. The same talk that we had just not too long ago. You do that every time that you ask for something and I say no. And the worst part is that me, because I'm not firm, I guess, I just give in and I'm like, fine, I'll get you next time. And that's a me problem, I know that.
Yeah, that is her problem. Because I see other siblings, and if they dare to say that to their older sibling, they just get like...
I'm too soft for my own good.
She way too soft. Like, even me, I'm like, personally, I wouldn't take that. Oh my God.
I don't know why. But look, it says it right here. They, as in younger siblings, got away with murder as kids and know how to get around people. It's true. The things that you get away with, I wouldn't let that slide either.
Then there's the fact that a YouGov study, which saw researchers speak to 1,783 British adult siblings and asked them to rate their personality traits alongside those of their brothers and sisters, concluded that the baby of the family tends to consider themselves surprise, surprise, more chilled and far more hilarious than their siblings. Younger siblings are more likely to say they are more funny, 46% compared to 36% of elder siblings, more easygoing and more relaxed, noted researchers, adding that this is usually because they feel more favored than their parents. Essentially, then, younger siblings are entrepreneurial.
Tell me I can't read. Anyway.
Be quiet. Entrepreneurial. It's because of these braces.
Rebellious.
I can read. Rebellious, outgoing, manipulative, funny, and relaxed.
I mean, I agree though that, against the desires of my heart, you are funnier.
You complimented me?
Don't get too used to me saying that.
Forever. Honestly, first time on this podcast, I heard you say one nice thing about me. Like, I'm here complimenting you and saying all these wonderful traits about you, and you're here like, that's right. Like, excuse me.
Well, it's true. You are very smart. You are very funny. You are very manipulative.
That's right. I like what I'm hearing.
What do you mean?
I like what I'm hearing.
Definitely entrepreneurial too. She will try to make a business out of everything.
I mean, obviously, I gotta get that bait. Sorry.
I mean, you're right though. But no, you're very smart and you're very creative as well.
Who has $142 in their bank account right now? That's right. That's me.
You rich. You better buy me a coffee or something when we're done here.
You funny girl. Those coffees be expensive.
Talk about the state of the economy right
honestly, now. Inflation though. I believe we're gonna be going into a recession soon though, because prices literally $7 to $8 just for a little cup of coffee at Starbucks. Like, no shame to you, Starbucks, because your coffee it's pretty good. But hey, you think I made that much money? I'm broke. I'm broke as hell, and you expect me to pay for that? Like,
when did this become a business podcast?
My pocket of my wallet is empty because of y'all's prices. Those are cake pops. Be really good though. Like, when she brings me a cake pop, girl, it makes my day. But the prices, especially getting milk or eggs at the store. Eggs are like $6 when they used to be $4.99, $4.52, whatever.
This is actually hilarious.
Like, actually, the prices are just insane. Like, you be spending over $50 just for some meal just for two people's meals when it's not even that good food. No shame to restaurants out there, but the quality be going a little bit down. Like, I know because everything is raising prices, they obviously have to raise their prices too in order to make some sort of profit. But come on, bro, my pocket is hurting. Like, if you guys are gonna hire the prices, then you also have to hire how much we get paid, because it's not fair if y'all just making all that income, but we're here broke. Like, your consumers can't consume anything if they can't purchase. Hello.
I think you rambled a little long enough about business. Definitely entrepreneurial. Yes.
Yeah.
Right, though.
I'm here trying to get my MBA, I believe it's Master's Business Associate.
You step onto a college campus once.
What? Like, me trying to get that passive income. For all you who don't know, passive income is making money without doing nothing, I'm not trying to work here. I'm trying to be free and still getting that money.
Okay, coming back to the topic. So the rest of the article.
Do me a favor. Do us all a favor. Watch this podcast. 1 hour doesn't hurt you. And smash the like button.
How many times have you said that on this podcast?
I'm sorry. It's just so addictive. Like, honestly, I don't really, see myself on social media or whatever, but like, I see all these YouTube videos and they'd be like, be sure to subscribe and smash that like button, hit the notification bell on those videos, and I'm like, man, to say that on my own show.
Your own show?
That's right, I'm claiming ownership now.
Again?
Uh-huh.
Nah. I'm the CEO here, remember? That belongs to older
Who wrote
sibling.
Who wrote that?
You did, because I delegated the work. Simple. You are the employee.
I better be getting paid after this.
If
y'all don't see me on the show again, it's because I myself quit. Like,
I bought you Pop-Tarts and I bought you that Celsius.
That Celsius seen better days.
You know what? This is the respect I get. Anyway, it says...
You owed me money anyways.
So which is best? Well, that truly does depend on how you define best. But there's definitely a lot to mull over here. Wow, I didn't say it like that.
Not to mention a great deal of kindling for those interested in stoking up the fires of sibling rivalry once again. Happy squabbling.
They knew what they were doing. Stylist.co.uk. You know what you do.
I see you. I'm pointing you out right there.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see if this lets me go back enough. So one thing I'm curious about is what this has, what these effects on personality essentially will have, like what kind of impact they'll have in the future, like on future relationships, on other relationships, like overall in the long term. So I guess how does birth order, I guess. Order. Wow.
Relationships.
Birth
right
order
there.
Affect relationships. Let's see that. So
first and lastborns are a good match. The idea of opposites attracting definitely rings true here. Firstborns like to care for others, be in control, and are organized. The lastborns are used to being dependent, are less organized, and want someone to look after them. Okay, about the organization, me personally, I'm a very organized person. Like right now, don't look at my room, but you know, on other good days, I'm very organized, and especially I like everything to have its order. Like it all comes because honestly, I feel like we're very perfectionistic. Like I just need everything to be in order. Like if you mess up one part of the plan, I'm like, you know, like now I have to reschedule everything. I have to rewrite all the stuff. Like if it doesn't go to plan, it's just, I'm done. Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
It's
like it's like drinking this Celsius juice. It just makes me go crazy. Like I still have to deal with it and still drink it, still, you know, keep up with the plan, but it makes me drive nuts. Like I'm like, ugh, but we gotta keep going. But we gotta keep going, you know? Like it's just.
You are very frustrated with that Celsius, huh? You have
Honestly,
brought it up
and
so.
who names their brand Celsius? Y'all.
She's coming for y'all, Celsius. I mean, again, opinions unaffiliated with this channel, with this podcast. So sorry. Anyhow, but I also like to be in control, though. I feel like that's kind of just mutual for both of us, you know, having that sense of organization, of being in control, where it's like, okay, if things don't go according to plan, it kind of throws us off a little bit.
But I think it's just mostly our family, because if you look at a lot of our like cousins and like uncles and aunts and stuff, and our parents themselves, they're also very organized. So it's just a family thing, not much you know, per se to the birth order affecting the relationship. It's just how we are as a family. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, because yeah, like you were saying before, like for our cousins, I mean, for me, our cousins are like, they're like my older siblings in essence, because it's like, you know, they're like 5-6 years older than me, so it's close more or less to the gap that we have. So I understood what you meant, you know, like how you feel. And I feel like that's also why I was kind of like, oh, like I want to treat my sister well, because, you know, I like that feeling of like having an older sibling that you can depend on. And, you know, because my cousins were always there.
And it's also because
really
I'm just like super cool. So of course she has to treat me well. Like,
of course.
Obviously.
Yes. Well, I think we've just about wrapped up this topic though. Is there anything you'd like to say before we conclude? Anything else you'd like to look up into the interwebs?
Smash that like button.
Oh my god.
I'm very sorry. But you know, it doesn't hurt. It's just one simple little click. You know.
What's supposed to click, yeah. Well, to sum up then, we saw that firstborns tend to be people who are definitely more organized, surprisingly more extroverted, although I can't identify with that. But I mean, I could definitely see how it happens, where
Honestly,
it's like...
You're just weird though. Like you could be both introverted and extroverted at the same time some days. Some days you're like, I just need to go out for a little bit. And then some days you're just like, going out? You funny. And just stay home, your little bro cave. Like, I don't know, bro.
I mean, again, like we said, like
I was built different.
Like we said already, like, this is technically for another podcast episode, but I mean, I think that like I know that I'm more introverted in the sense that I do recover whenever like more when I'm by myself, like on a day where it's like the week has been super busy and I'm just like super overwhelmed. The first thing that comes to mind is I need to be in my house, in my room, and just like isolated from everybody for some time so I could just recharge my batteries.
Honestly, I think it's just how you are as a person and mostly on how you were raised, because if you look at it, when you need to be extroverted and outgoing, you can be. Like,
that's true.
It's possible. Because you could you could change, y'all. Changes.
I mean, you do get used to, though, as an older sibling, like the article was saying, kind of having to deal with all these people being in more of a role of responsibility. So you know what it feels like, okay, when I need to delegate work, when I need to interact with somebody and be like, okay, I need to communicate with you in a way that's effective. And honestly, that's why me personally, if I was to ever have children, which let's see how that goes if that ever happens, if I ever get
I'm gonna spoil my nephews and nieces so much. Ooh.
You say that now. Let's see what happens.
Well, I don't know. It depends if they're annoying or not, because I don't like kids, bro.
You're calling my future unborn children annoying? How dare you? Yes.
Babies are so annoying when they whine.
Well, you're right.
I'll get them once they're old enough to,
You're so young, but you learn too much already.
Like, I'll give you some money. Yeah, look, my little nephew and niece. But to take care of them and all that, ooh, I don't want a little baby.
What is that?
Like, come on. I'm sorry, but children are annoying. Let's be honest, I'm annoying. Like, self-realization.
Don't put yourself down. Don't put yourself down. You're just a middle schooler. All middle schoolers are annoying.
See, you just told me I'm annoying, though. Like, you literally just proved the point.
I'm just kidding. I was a middle schooler once, too. I know how it is.
I'm just kidding. Y'all are super nice. You're not annoying.
Anyhow, what I was going to say is that I think that when you have... I think it's better, like, if it's possible, of course, and within your, economic or, like, physical possibilities to have... more than one child. I think that it's better to grow up with other kids.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how I would survive as an only child. Like, it's just very lonely. And also, as being an extrovert, it just doesn't sit well with me. Like, of course it's possible, but...
I mean, I just think that it's good because it's like both children will learn, social skills, communication, assuming that they have a good relationship. Because, every dynamic between every sibling is different, like Bella was saying.
I mean, yeah, like every so often we will have our fights and our discussions and disagreements. But, we still love each other, bro. Yeah. I mean, I hope.
No, of course. Look. Any joke that was in a depreciating manner that is and will be in the future, because I know that they're coming, it's just a joke and it's not for real. Yeah. And if you ever feel uncomfortable, that you can tell me.
No, yeah, but definitely, I do have, I trust my sister a lot. She's a real one, bro.
Thank you.
That's so cringy, I can't say that.
Well, it's okay to be a little cringy. That's what...
We're really cringy,
we're all
though.
About here.
I'm really sorry.
I think they know. They're listening to an hour of us being extra cringy.
Yeah, I know for real. Y'all didn't watch that full hour. You just fast forward a little bit.
I'm so sorry. Well, alrighty. To wrap things up here so we don't get too long, how about you guys? Do you have any older or younger siblings at home? Are you only children?
Appealing to the viewers.
Are you only children, and what effect do you feel that this has had on your personality? Do you agree with the studies that we read over today? Do you feel that as an older child, you are more extroverted. As a younger child, you are more funny or in a specific way. Or as a middle child, that you are manipulative. I'm not sure.
Do you feel more connected with your sibling after listening to this podcast?
Exactly. Tell us.
You
Let
feel
us
that
know.
inner connection, that bonding moment.
Oh my gosh. Let us know in the comments below if you do, if you could relate to anything that we've talked about, have any stories that you'd like to share from your childhood or even as you've grown up, your relationship with your siblings, let us know. And of course, be sure to
Don't forget to smash that like button. Smash! Hit the subscribe, click the little bell notification system, and smash the like button. Not the dislike. No. The like button. Smash it. Pulverize it. Sit on and subscribe to our wonderful podcast. Because we will be back on our next episode. At least she will be, but
let's see who our next
and
guest
comment
is going
below
to
if you
be.
want me to come more. Because, I'm just so cool, bro.
Of course. We'll probably have you on. We're planning on making a few more episodes. Quite a few more, hopefully.
If you really want me to go on, and if you still don't want me to go on, just smash the like button. It's not
Smash that like button if you want her to come on or if you want her to get off and never come back again.
Exactly.
And of course, the biggest favor that I can ask of all of you at this moment watching, if you have an older sibling, for those younger siblings out there, make sure to tell them that you love them. And hey, older siblings, middle siblings, you too. Let all of your siblings know that you love them because
exactly.
I know.
Because life is temporary and we need to appreciate and show our love.
Where did this positivity come from after all the chaos?
From my full heart.
Oh my God.
Amor, love. Yeah. And in case y'all didn't know, saranghe is I love you in Korean. Amor is love in Spanish.
I think I just died inside.
Shush, I'm just so cool, bro.
Anyhow, well, you're right though. Love is what is most important. Hearts. Bye, guys, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.
The InterWebs.
Out.